You're watching Rurouni K95's anime review on Redline. Hi Ruronis, this is your pal Rurouni K95 here. Today's anime review, we get to cover an anime movie from 2009 for today's anime review, Redline. Redline is a 2009 science fiction auto racing anime film produced by Madhouse and released in Japan on October the 9th, 2010. The directorial debut feature of Takeshi Koike. It features the voices of Takuya Kimura, Yu Aoi, and Tadanobu Asano, and the original story by Katsuhito Ishii, who also co-writes and sound directs. The film is set in a distant future where a man known as JP takes on the great risks for the chance of winning the titular underground race. So let's review the anime. After a total 7 years in the production, Redline was intended to premiere at the 2009 International Animated Film Festival and follow Summer Wars, My Miracle, and Yona Yona Penguin as the fourth and final feature film. Madhouse planned to release between summer 2009 and spring 2010, which we'll get to that in a moment. So let's review the anime. On the planet Dorothy, sweet JP races in the Yellow Line car race, the galaxy's final elimination race despite the two interplanetary wars, to the most popular race in the galaxy, the Red Line. The crowd is watching the race on a outdoor giant monitor screen in the desert town of the Water Shop. JP's alien mobster mechanic Joshua Frisbee Flathead is watching the televised race with the mafia boss who constantly massages his gums with cocaine. The gambling boss is concerned that JP might attempt to win the fixed race, but Frisbee reassures him that JP needs bail bond funds for the payoff. JP attends to win anyway. Well, Frisbee resorts to using a remote detonator transmitter hidden in the palm of his hand, which the mob boss doesn't notice, causing JP's Trans AM 200,000 to explode nearby, thereby making the Crab Sonoshi hovercraft piloted by the female racer named Sonoshi Cherry Boy Hunter McLaren the final winner. Yep. While recuperating from the explosion in the planet Dorothy Hospital, Frisbee tells JP he's off the hook with his bondsman. JP initially turns down the money, but a crowd of reporters storms the hospital room where JP learns that he has been voted by the popular demand for the Red Line following the dropout of two qualifiers due to the revelation of the race's location as being on Robowood, a planet dominated by the millionth zealot cyborgs, whose president has threatened on interstellar television to hang all involved with the Red Line mothership if it appears out of hyperspace over their planet. The broadcast set over the race is thousands of satellites. Also exposes the secret weapons Robo World has built up against the treaties. Inside DST Tower on RoboWorld, the President asks Secretary of Defense Titan for a report about ships landing on RoboWorld's moon. PSS, pronounced Europass, a demilitarized zone, the demilitarized zone that RoboWorld signed away to refugees in the M3 Nebula Federation, making it off limits to the RoboWorld's troops. The President obtains a verbal oath from the Colonel Volton to fight to the death to protect RoboWorld in the M3 Nebula, while the racers are staying on the Europas before Redline constant media coverage. Frisbee's alien junk dealer, Old Man Mole, wants to put weapons on the restored Trans AM, which JP refuses despite his competitors being armed. Old Man Mole also protests the presence of Frisbee on their team and his insistence on using a rare uncontrollable hyper-powered engine, but eventually gives in to JP's convincing. Yeah. JP finds Sonoshi in the slow hours of the Oasis restaurant on the moon. Shinkai, formerly of the Robo World Army, shows up on the Oasis with racer Little Dezuna, reluctantly AWOL subnarrate of the Cole Volton, attacks Shinkai's partner Trava. The Redline favorite Machine Head, a tall, menacing, but ultimately well-mannered cyborg, appears and is attacked by a sobbing little Dezuna, who is revived by Colonel Volton. Machine Head confronts Volton for being in a militarized zone. Volton reminds the racer any Redline event will be repelled by the army and police before leaving the damaged restaurant. Fireworks and celebrations, and the bookmaker agent desks out on the Robo-World despite threats from the military and are raided by deadly android police. Robots. Miners in the Robo-World use their power suits to sabotage the military base's power station, while the Race Commission, which promotes gambling, hires Earth native named racing partners Lynchman and Johnny Boya to sabotage the orbital disintegration cannon, which Secretary Titan plan to use to destroy the Redline mothership the instant it comes out of hyperspace. While in hyperspace, the princess from the planet Supergrass marks the race course from the military base with a pair of scout vessels, with a starting line to the north, out the knockout tower, at the finish line to the south of East Tower. Unaware of the sabotage against the orbital designation cannon, the president realizes the racers are on the planet after the cannon fails and sends his troops aiming masses at the racers. The president becomes increasingly desperate as the racers invade them and approach the mine-laden Zone 7X, a layer of a secret illegal biological weapon named Funky Boy, who awakens from his stasis as the racers and the rebellious miners converge on it, whilst the 700-foot-tall Funky Boy awakens. The subsequent destruction of the base coinciding with the orbital cannon coming back online. The president orders Funky Boy fired upon. The explosion takes out most of the Robo-World troops, while JP pushes to the right of his overturned car off its side. Sonoshi, her vehicle total, agrees to ride with him to the finish line as Funky Boy regenerates. Funky Boy is taken out by Colonel Volton, who had dangerously merged physically with another bioweapon to do so. Frisbee watches the race on several televisions parked up on top of Mesa in the mob. Boss's giant Cadillac hovercraft, where he revives the same deal as Yellow Line. Frisbee, however, refuses to detonate the explosive charge this time, wanting to see his friend win the big one. Just one time, he is attacked by the mobsters for his decision, but is saved by Old Man Mole, who discovered Frisbee's sabotage and shoots and kills the mob boss and his lackeys with a double-barrel firing shotgun. Meanwhile, as the racers finish the line, Machine Head and JP race to the southern line, boosted up by their rare steam light boosters. As they come to a desperate neck-and-neck finish, a drunken Old Man Mole accidentally detonates Frisbee's remote detonator, propelling JP and Sonoshi towards the finish line. Thrown from their vehicle, the boost is enough, and JP wins by the length of his long ducktail pompadour. Speaking of which, as the racers rest at the end of the race amidst the ruins of Robo-World, JP and Sonoshi float back down to kiss the ground, kissing and thus declaring their love for each other. Machine Head, who vowed to win but becomes in second, sees the romance and his rage turns into laughter, happy with outcome anyway. The other racers, who all survived as well, laugh with him as they are also happy with the outcome. Yeah. Speaking of which, for the anime movie Redline, however, further delays resulted in the delay of its world premiere, pushed back a few months to August 14th, 2009, at the Locarno International Film Festival, and its Japanese release to fall 2010. The film is also Daisuke Gori's final work, having died 8 months prior to its release. In 2003, prior to Redline's production and release, a prequel anime OVA titled Trava Fist Planet was released, featuring two characters, Trava and Shinkai, who would appear as the key characters in Redline. Redline was produced by Madhouse and directed by Takeshi Koike, who also wrote the storyboard and served as a unit director and the animation director. The film's producers were Yukiko Koike and Kentaro Yoshida. Masahiro Fukushima served as executive producer. The task of writing the script was shared by Yoji Enikido, Katsuhito Ishii, and Yoshiki Sakurai. The film's character designs, original and otherwise, were done by Katsuhiro Ishii, who also served as one of the film's sound directors, the other being Yoji Shimizu. And also, the film's music was composed by James Shimoji. Yeah. According to Tim Moffin of the Anime News Network, Redline was also released several years later, more than originally planned. Its development took 7 years and used 100,000 handmade drawings, which Moffin notes is all the more unusual as it is Koike's directorial debut. Yep. Redline was initially meant to premiere at the 2009 NAC International Animated Film Festival, would have been completed in the feature film category. Instead, it premiered during the Locarno International Film Festival in August of the same year. Several more advanced screenings were done at the international film festivals during 2010. In May, Redline was shown during Sci-Fi London 9. In June, it participated in Annecy in 2010 in the category feature films out of the competition. During September, it was shown in Australia and New Zealand as a part of Real Anime 2010. Redline was shown in Austin, Texas on September 23rd, and in Edinburgh, Scotland, and on October the 15th as part of the Scotland Loves Anime Film Festival. As the 2010 Nantes Utopali Sci-Fi Film Festival, the film received the special mention of the jury in public. The film opened in Japan on October 9th, 2010. Coinciding with this, the film was shown in a San Francisco-based Viz Cinema Theater from October 8th to 14th, 2010. Distribution in North America is handled by Manga Entertainment. It was the last product that released through the American division of Manga before going dormant. Yep. Well, it's just how it is, what it is. Tim Moffin of Anime News Network describes the film as something very special, very different, and insanely exhilarating. In the particular, he praises the film's director, saying that Koike has managed to make all this chaos believable. As well. He's going to say that Redline is animation not only its best, as also large animation's sake. Although Moffin says that may dislike it's a techno soundtrack and minimal plot, he calls Redline the most insanely exciting, visually exaggerating anime film you've never seen in decades. And also, so that's going to be it for my anime review on Redline for today's anime review. Thank you for watching, but before we go, here's my thoughts on my anime review on Redline. When I decided to do an anime review on Redline, because I would review anime on Sundays through Saturdays on Saturday on the same day as my movie review on Saturdays. Clearly, I was doing anime reviews, even though I loved the anime movie Redline, which is the best anime movie I've ever watched. Hope subscribe for content. My anime planet link in the description down below. You can share this video on your Twitter, Facebook account, and all social media. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up by clicking on the like button on this video. Feel free to leave it in the comments section. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, RurouniK95. Feel free to join my channel, especially if you're new to my channel. Hit the notifications bell button. Be sure to get notified in this video, and keep it otaku for this anime review on Redline. And I've got another anime review coming up for tomorrow that I have in mind. Stay tuned for tomorrow's anime review. I'm going to cover a 1967 anime that came out during the war in Vietnam that goes by the name Fantaman in Italy, starting with the anime review on Golden Bat. Stay tuned for tomorrow's anime review on Golden Bat, because you won't want to miss another anime review